In this video, I'm going to be showing how you can repair a drive shaft for a mower deck. And the one I'm going to be working on, this came off of my John Deere X485 that I've been working on. The mower deck, I've got it all put back together. And when I went to install the drive shaft that I'd put on there previously was another one off an older machine I had, and it locked. I couldn't get it off of there. So I thought I'd first show you, this is the drive shaft that originally was on this tractor. Okay, the drive shaft is supposed to have a coupler on this end, and instead what they have here are a bolt on either side. The lock ring is missing, and what they're actually going to be doing is using these two bolts here to hold this sleeve on the drive shaft, on the PTO drive shaft. There are grooves in the PTO shaft where normally there would be balls in here, some ball bearings, and the collar is what's going to push those onto those or into those grooves to secure this onto the PTO shaft on the transmission. In this case, what I had to do is get underneath there and loosen these bolts and slide it off. I'm now in the process, I need to fix this drive shaft for another tractor, and so that's why I'm going to be working on it. So the parts that you can order if you wanted to get the complete drive shaft, it's an AM 133,970, and that would be for the entire drive shaft, everything from end to end, $450. So that's a little steep. If you want, you could get this coupler U-joint and this half of the drive shaft, and that's going to be AM 133,971, $460 just for this piece. You can get the collar and this yoke. It's going to be half of this universal joint, and that's going to be an AM 133,972, and that's going to be, don't have the price written down here. I believe it was $250. You can also get a kit, which would be just the collar, a spring, and the washer inside. You're not getting this part of the U-joint, and that kit was $120. If you need to get the bearing caps and this cross, you can get that AM 131,981 for $42. So what I'm actually going to do, I found this on eBay, and I was able to buy this section here for about $150. This is the drive shaft that I used to use on my 455, 425 tractors, and that was where I had the 60-inch heavy-duty deck. And if you look at the comparison, these U-joints and everything about this drive shaft is much heavier duty. It actually would fit on the tractor. The coupler works, and this works on the gearbox. The problem is it's just a little too short. First thing I did is I thought, well, maybe this would work, and no, it won't. So I ended up, and like I say, I've got this part ordered. When you're going to remove the drive shaft, there's a Allen head socket here, and what you're going to do is you need to remove this. There's a little knob on here. You have to line these two up so that when you slide it on, you tighten it down, and now this isn't going to, the drive shaft isn't going to fall apart as you're trying to install it. So this is something that I eventually got the other drive shaft off, and it was a problem of inside this coupler, there are ball bearings that had somehow gotten out of their little cups in here, and that's what was not allowing me to pull it back. So I'll be showing how I took that apart and what you're going to need to do to reassemble it. Okay, this drive shaft is used on many different pieces of equipment. And that goes even back to the 400 series tractors. They're going to be using this for snow blowers, for a broom, and a lot of different equipment. It goes up into even like the 4000 series tractors. So this is going to be something that is pretty common. The problem is when I went to try to find a used one, there was only one on eBay that I could find. Okay, something else when you're using these, when you slide this lock ring back, it's supposed to lock back. When you go to install it back onto the PTO shaft here, you don't need to worry about this. You just slide it back on, and when it hits the shaft, it's actually going to pop those ball bearings back here to allow this to slide. So that's something, they do call it a auto lock feature, and it makes it much easier to reinstall it. Whenever you do, make sure you put some, I use grease, I don't believe in just oil. I put some grease on the splines, and hopefully that'll keep them from rusting and corroding and make things come apart a whole lot easier. This is a coupler for the PTO, and there's a thin washer on the backside here, and that's going to be pushed toward the front of the tractor by a spring. You can see the little shiny spot in there. That's one of the ball bearings. What's happened is the ball bearings have popped out of their seats, and they're rolling around in here, and this is why you can't get this off. So what I'm going to do is, this washer is fairly soft and it's not that thick, and I'm going to bend it up against the U-joint. And this is where you want to bend it on the U-joint, because this is going to be not as protruding as this top piece would be. So I'm going to be able to bend the washer here and get the balls out of the housing. I then take the housing apart. There's a snap ring on the other side of the housing. Take the snap ring out, take it apart, straighten the washer back out, put it back together. So when I tear it apart, I'll have some more video. I just pried this plate up a little bit. And this is the plate right here that I pried up. Back in here you can see there's a ball bearing. There's actually a couple of them back here. So what I'm now going to do, since I've got this plate bent up, I'll have enough room, and I'm going to get these ball bearings. You can see there's two of them down there. I'm going to get them out, and then the coupler should slide off. I want to take this drive shaft apart, the mower deck's on the tractor, so I'm just going to loosen the two sections of the drive shaft. There's an Allen head screw that's going to hold this piece from sliding off. There's a little knob underneath here that, it's going to, when you pull it out, this set screw is going to not allow the drive shaft to fall all the way off like this. So you loosen that up, drive shaft comes off, and now it's going to my workbench. To take the coupler apart, there's a snap ring on the end of this shaft here, and what you'll need to do is just take that snap ring out, and then this housing here will just slide off. When you pull the housing off, you'll see there are two balls, bigger ones, that are on this side of the shaft, and these are what actually are going to lock onto the PTO shaft. Back here there's actually four of these smaller balls, and this is where two of them fell out of their sockets here. And what I'm going to do now is take these out. This is the washer that I bent up a little bit to get it off. So all I'm going to do is take this off, straighten it, and then reassemble it. But these balls here are the ones that were stuck. And for some reason, I had this happen once before where the balls came loose. They're, rattling around inside there. and there's no way you're going to get that drive shaft, the coupler to come off. So this is not my first rodeo. I've had to do this once before, and now it's just a matter, I'm going to clean it up, put it back together, and shouldn't be a problem. So this is the ring that I had to bend a little bit to get the balls out, and it's pretty soft steel. I just put it on an anvil and straightened it out. Inside you're going to have a spring that's going to be inside this collar, and then this is going to be the snap ring that's going to hold the collar onto the shaft. There are 4 smaller balls, and they're going to go in this little groove here. There's 4 of them there. The 2 larger ones go in these other holes here, and this is what actually is going to be holding the coupler onto the PTO drive shaft. So to put it back together, what I'm going to do is, pack the inside with some extreme pressure grease, and hopefully that's not going to wash out of there or get a lot of dirt in there. But the inside of this coupler was pretty rusted, and so what I did is I cleaned it real good with carburetor cleaner. But basically that's, all I'm going to need to do, just put some grease in it and reassemble it, and hopefully it'll be good to go. When I was putting it back together, I put the washer on first, and then the 4 smaller balls, as I put them in each one of their holes, I went ahead and filled it up with grease, and that way the grease is going to hold them in position as you reinstall the coupler housing. And I also put the 2 balls that are going to be connecting to the PTO shaft. The spring, the open coil end here is going to go toward the transmission. So when you put it on, there's 2 ways, the right way and the wrong way. You want to have all the coils back against this washer. This is more open and it's not as steady a pressure on it, but that would be just something, make sure you get it in that order. When you put this back together, you want to be sure that when you push the collar in, the little washer here pops out. On this one, there was quite a bit of corrosion inside the collar here, and what I ended up doing is I cleaned that out real good, but I also had to take this washer and I sanded it a little bit just to get, if there was any burrs or anything from where I did take it apart. But that's what it should sound like, if it's working right. If you push it in and it sticks, then you got a problem, and I believe that's the problem why those 4 balls were sticking to begin with. So hopefully this is the end of it.